Hello everyone. In this video, we will continue with the investment in available for sale securities at the end of the year for unrealized gain or loss when the fair value is different from the book value. So the amortized cost of investment in available for sale securities at the end of year one is going to be this, right? $1,095,500. So that's our book value. Okay. But it turns out that the fair value at that date is 199,000, and we will report it at the fair value. Okay, so we have to increase our investment by $3,500, and that is what we call the unrealized gain. It's unrealized because we haven't sold it yet, so we still keep it. It's just the value goes up, and it's a gain because the value goes up, right? If the value goes down, it's going to be a loss. Okay. Now, different from trading securities, we are going to use what is called an allowance. Instead of changing the value of the investment with this unrealized gain, we are going to use an allowance called uh, allowance for change in fair value of investment. If it's on debit, that means it will increase the value of our investment, okay, by $3,500. And we're going to recognize unrealized holding gain. If it's on credit, it's going to be a gain. If it's on debit, it's going to be a loss. Available for sale securities. Okay, and this is $3,500. But this unrealized gain or loss for available for sale securities is going to be part of the accumulated other comprehensive income. Instead of part of net income, it will be an addition to accumulated other comprehensive income. Okay, now after this adjustment, how are we going to report it on the balance sheet? The first one, we have to put the amortized amount, 195,500, and then the allowance is 3,500, and therefore the investment in available for sale securities will be reported at $199,000. Okay, that's going to be reported on the balance sheet. Oh, here is what it's called here. Okay, there is a note: unrealized holding gain or loss available for sale securities is an addition to the accumulated other comprehensive income. Okay, we're going to talk about accumulated comprehensive income in another chapter. Okay, but it's not part of the net income. And this is $3,500. Okay. Then December 31st, year 2, December 31st, year 2, the value, amortized value is $196,000. $196,000, and at that date the fair value is $198,000, $2,000 more than the amortized value. Okay, now if we look at the allowance, right now we have allowance for $3,500, but if we keep that allowance, okay, we're not going to report at $198,000 because our amortized value is 196. If we add that 3,500 to the 196, it will be reported at 199,500. So what we need to have here is only $2,000. And how do we get $2,000? Well, we have to reverse it by reduce it by $1,500 in order to make it $2,000. Okay, so the required allowance is only $2,000. Right now we have 3,500. So that means we have to reduce it by $1,500. Here, we put it on the opposite side. So that's what we need to do. We have to reduce our allowance by 1,500 because the difference between the fair value at the end of year 2 is not as much as the difference in the fair value at the end of year 1. So we have to reduce it. Okay, so we just reverse this from 3,500 to make it 2,000. So we have to reduce it by 1,500. So unrealized gain upholding gain or loss from available for sale securities has to be reduced by $1,500. Now it goes down to 2,000. And then the allowance for change in fair value of investments, that's a long name, investments, let's see, allowance for change in fair value investment, okay, 1,500. Okay, now after that journal entry, okay, so I missed this one. So this is all started with 3,500. So we have to deduct it by 1,500, which is this guy here, right? And that guy there. So now the unrealized holding gain is only $2,000 to be reported as the accumulated other comprehensive income. So how do we report it on the balance sheet? Okay, so we have amortized amount of 196,000. Okay, now the balance is only 2,000. We put it 2,000 here. So the total investment in available securities will be reported at $198,000, which is exactly the fair value of the investment at that date. And now the unrealized holding gain loss is only $2,000 as needed, because we only need $2,000 to increase from $196,000 to $198,000. So that's how we prepare the journal entries to adjust our end of the period investment value from the amortized amount to the fair value of the investment. Okay, and we did that also for the second year, the end of second year. Okay, thank you for watching.